and then you have the follow-up from the Talia and the Rumble if you want it. CFO now looking towards their support. That counter pick for Kaiwing, it's the Nami. So before this year, if Kaiwing had ever played Nami, I would have said, nah, man, that's a loss. It's a free L. But from this year on, he has actually really leveled up his game on these enchanters.
Yeah, it does mean, though, for CFO operating in team fights, they really need to be careful on how they use these like double ultimates on the Ornn and the Nami, because Braum can get a ton of value on them in team fights. Doggo was fantastic. Unfortunately, wasn't able to find that success in the LPL. But hang on a second, as maybe in trouble here as we move through.
Yeah, a bit of invade coming out from KT. Doggo will be forced away. Better volley from BDD means that Doggo doesn't have to be worried about something like a seismic shove. The Winter's Bite doesn't find its mark. No concussive blows, no slows. And in the end, CFO were able to walk away. I mean, this Worlds has a lot of symmetry with 2017 Worlds. You know, you have T1.
Don't tell me that. That was a terrible.
It was because Ardent Sensors. We see a Scuttlecraft bite. Peter putting the Unbreakable down. It's going to get knocked up. Almost falls, but dashes away. Ginger dashes in with the audacious charge. Manages to pick up the kill. Able to survive as well, but Dogdam dashing forward for it. Honkyu's going to have to flash the wall, but Cuz is on the chase. The Wukong finds the kill in the jungle. 2-1 KT. He's going to smite it to get the first one. KT can look to see if they want to take the fight because of the push up towards that top side. They will force Ginger back. Weaver's Wall coming outside. McShove Crescent Guard from Ginger as he looks for the re-engage. Second grub secured there. It's CFO that get it. The fight continues as BDD looks for some damage from the side between worlds. Goes Honkyu, dives onto the backline with the Cyclone. Already takes down one. Doggo so late to this battle. Kuz looking for that flash across the wall and dashes to the grubs. Call to the Forge God from Driver. Lands the knock up onto two, but he's so low. Gets another double knock. Unbreakable is not enough to stop Driver, and Honkyu forcing another kill in. Dogdam starts to turn onto Doggo, flashes across the Aqua Prism. BDD still so healthy. Honkyu trying to dissuade the enemy mid from getting on towards his backline. Cuz going in. Driver escapes. Doggo does too. Kaiwing does too, and somehow Honkyu gets his way away. Dogdam still looking for more. Honkyu dodges away, and in the end, a 1-for-1 exchange. Peter and Ginger, and Honkyu. As the Drake taken by Cuz. And CFO, it's spectator sport at the moment as the flash comes in with the Winter's Bite. Ginger with a Crescent Guard, but look at the damage coming out from KT right now. They'll find two. Ginger forced low. CFO trying to respond, but Doggo and Kaiwing are forced away.
And I think that's where CFO needed to pull the trigger faster. Now it's Driver who might get caught.
A little bit, uses the Bella's Breath, gets the knock up onto the Braum. Aqua Prism coming across, Unbreakable down, Doggo Valkyrieing in as Driver's forced to flash away, and KT with a TP are gonna have a 5v5 in a second. Tidal Wave out, Cuz looking for that second Cyclone, lands it, Doggo caught out first, the equalizer on the backline, Nami has to flash away, BDD finds him with an unraveled Earth through Honkyu, trying to get in to the backline to get damage on Peter. He'll find one, but he's burnt where he stands. Roast Rabbit for dinner for Perfect as KT once again come out on top in the fight. No ultimate right now as KT are going to fight around this Drake. It's a bit of a flank from BDD. The Weaver's Wall could split the team. Ginger looking for the poke, Driver going in. Bella's Breath popped. The poke from CFO landing a little bit more. Honkyu, though, gets the weirding onto Perfect. BDD on that flank position, coming in through the bot side. The knock back with the Blast Cone pushes Honkyu into the face of BDD. The Drake down to 1,000, secured by Ginger. Goes in with the Crescent Guard, heals up with the Sundered Sky, flashes away and somehow survives. Driver knocked back with the Seismic Shove. He'll pay for it with his life. The equalizer on the backline, though, is going to find another Peter looking for more with the Winter's Bite. And the stun on Honkyu allows Dogdam to get his second.
The ultimate cooldown was up ever so slightly faster for CFO, but as KT's tick down, CFO fall down with them.
Yeah, I mean, KT, I think, just slow played that so well because they were barely missing the ultimates from Perfect and Cuz. So they didn't want to hard commit to a fight prior to that. A great smite steal from Junja does save that from being a complete
chase under the tower. Doggo falls first, the turret falling low. Dogdam was taken out by the tower with Doggo's assistance, but KT in the end do find the kill. TP coming in as Driver looks for a flank position here. Does have the call of the Forge God, but isn't going to use it, doesn't know where they are.
There's no one home. That's where CFO can try and find these picks. Now, it's not easy, but definitely this is a team that will find them, but I think they're getting caught.
Man, this frontline Braum, I'm loving it. Glacial Fisher onto two. The oysters are falling as KT collapsed. Driver stunned up, put another pearl on the necklace. KT as two more oysters fall.
And Peter just blast cones himself in there. He's saying, we don't have a gauge. We don't have a gauge. Are you seeing this game? Peter is just flashing in on CD.
although he is at 3 items, doesn't have that huge crit chance, doesn't have a huge amount of damage as they find the pick here onto Peter. Tidal wave down. Peter's going to stand beside his teammate, but Hongkyu puts him in his place. CFO find the pick. TP coming out from Perfect. Hongkyu looking for a little bit more. Cyclone from Cuz just to try and distract and dissuade the engage from CFO, but a great knockback onto Ginger means that Cuz goes on a rampage. Driver now on the retreat with the rest of the Oysters, but KT are not letting them escape easily. Doggo onto Doctam! 80 for 80 and Hongkyu adds another onto that receipt. It's 2 so far. Driver retreats. KT still looking for more as Cuz and BDD step forward, but do they have the damage? Do they have the gap closing to catch up with CFO?
This is exactly what we were talking about. CFO finding their moment. A pick onto Peter.
Break begun by KT. CFO walking into fog of war, and war it shall be. Equalizer on the backline. Driver stepping forward. Kemtake secured the soul for KT, but is the fight going in their favor? A great flame spitter from Perfect with that Seekers goes golden, but then goes pop. CFO find one. The dive in from Cars onto Driver. They'll get one in response. Ginger forced away. A weirding from Hongkyu, but BDD's on the flank as he looks for the damage. Can't quite find it with that threaded volley. CFO being shepherded down towards his bottom side. Ginger looking for the engage. Doggo dived on, pops the barrier, but then it's put in the dirt. The dive as well from BDD. KT split the fight. Find 5 in the end. 9.5k ahead when they secure this Baron. But CFO, you are walking wounded. You are limping. But perhaps you can find some sort of first aid to get you back in the game.
Maybe they want to wait for the next wave, but like that's 30 seconds and oh, here we go.
Diving from Ginger, flash caught to the fourth shot from Driver, get the knock up! Oh, Driver, that was gorgeous, but on the back line! Perfect, and Cuz dive in with the Cyclone, they find 2 for it. CFO pulled the trigger, but KT's reaction was absolutely sublime. They'll wipe away CFO. Hongkyu can only stand and watch as K2 push in for the win.
Blink and you'll miss it. KT jump onto the back line and they immediately turn towards the Nexus.
Hongkyu is hopping around, but there's not really much he can do in the face of 4 from KT. Cuz gives him a love tap as the Nexus falls, and KT go 1-0 up in this quarterfinal.
It's a great start here for KT. First win on the board. 1 out of 3 down to try to make it where they've never been before, the World Semifinals.